imagining both the regret of inaction and the pride of consistency in vivid emotional detail that makes future consequences feel real today. Start with the regret path. Picture yourself 1 year from now explaining to someone why you're still in the same situation you're trying to escape. Feel the frustration in your voice as you list the same excuses you've been using for months. See the disappointment in your own eyes when you realize another year passed without meaningful progress. Make this scenario so detailed and emotionally painful that avoiding it becomes more motivating than pursuing pleasure. Then switch to the pride path. Visualize yourself 1 year from now, describing the daily habits that transformed your life. Feel the quiet confidence that comes from proving to yourself that you follow through on commitments. See how differently people respond to you when you carry yourself like someone who gets things done. Imagine the compound effects of small daily actions that seemed insignificant at the time, but created massive changes over months. Picture specific moments when your discipline paid off in ways you didn't expect. Make this scenario so emotionally compelling that working toward it feels more rewarding than avoiding discomfort. Successful people use future self-connection to make difficult decisions feel obvious because they regularly communicate with the person they're becoming. They ask questions like, will the version of me who has achieved this goal be grateful I made this choice today? And what would the disciplined version of me do in this situation? And is this action moving me toward or away from who I want to become? These questions cut through emotional noise and short-term thinking because they force you to consider long-term consequences before making impulsive choices. Making your future self feel real requires specific visualization techniques that create emotional connection across time. Write detailed letters to yourself 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years from now, describing your current struggles and commitments. Include specific details about your daily routine, your relationships, your work, and your personal growth. Then write responses from those future versions back to present you, offering encouragement, perspective, and gratitude for the hard work you're doing today. This exercise makes future consequences feel personal because you're creating actual dialogue with the person you're becoming. Apply this visualization to overcome specific moments of resistance by making future consequences feel immediate when temptation strikes. Standing in front of the refrigerator reaching for junk food, picture how disappointed your healthier future self will feel about this choice. Lying in bed, hitting snooze instead of exercising, imagine your stronger future self wishing you had built better habits earlier. Avoiding a difficult conversation, picture your more confident future self. Being grateful, you practiced courage when it felt uncomfortable. About to make an impulse purchase, visualize your financially secure future self, appreciating your restraint today. Practice temporal bridging exercises that make distant outcomes feel closer to present decisions. When facing a choice between immediate gratification and long-term benefit, fast forward through the consequences of both options. If you choose the easy path, follow that timeline forward week by week, month by month, year by year, until you see where repeated easy choices lead. If you choose the difficult path, trace that progression through the same time frame until you see how small sacrifices compound into major transformations. When this technique combines with all the previous strategies, you create a comprehensive system where identity shifts, micro wins, environmental design, accountability systems, and future self-connection work together to make discipline feel automatic. Each component reinforces the others until following through becomes easier than giving up. Connecting with your future self transforms discipline from sacrifice into investment because you're no longer depriving present you for abstract benefits. You're actively contributing to someone you care deeply about, who happens to be yourself. But there's something even more fundamental happening here that most people never realize about what forcing yourself actually means. This entire system reveals something profound about human potential and personal transformation. You're not trying to become a different person. You're trying to become who you already are underneath all the excuses and comfortable choices. The disciplined version of you already exists, buried under layers of rationalization and delayed decisions. Every technique we covered reveals the person you've always been capable of being. Pick one technique from this video and start using it today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not when conditions feel perfect. Your goals are absolutely achievable, but only if you force yourself to start now, instead of waiting for motivation that never comes.